We just gonna call this shit Surviving Diddy because, baby, I don't have another title for this. Say what? Diddy hit with a SA assault lawsuit from a former male employee. Yes, male. Says Diddy would touch his private areas. Oh, and that part too. Sorry, my bad. He said he would show him videos of Stevie J with the and was assaulted by Young Miami. Oh, come on now. I'm reading this as y'all are reading this, okay? Real time shit. It says Rodney Jones is a former producer and videographer for Diddy and is alleging that Mr. Combs touched him in multiple occasions. On multiple occasions. Diddy would walk around naked, grab Jones' areas, and he'd call it horseplay. Sounds like boy. He also said that he received multiple advances from Diddy. Now, Jones is saying that they never got down and got with the good stuff, but he still feels like a lot of his advances may have been uncomfortable. Oh, and he's also saying that he has a screenshot of the video Diddy forced him to watch of Stevie J and another man. Oh, okay. It also says that there is a slew of allegations that are coming through about Diddy. A lot of them I can't say out loud, but you guys can read this shit. Baby, Diddy, this is your fourth. Your fourth, my boy. You about to be broke and behind bars.
He's been sued by a male employee. This is about to open the floodgates. And this may be a shock to some of you, but Cuba Gooding Jr. is getting dragged into this. I dealt with this man. That would have been the mid-2000s. I worked at a restaurant called Senior Fred's. It was in Sherman Oaks. It doesn't exist anymore. And he was a late night regular. Sometimes he'd come in with his wife and kids, but then they'd leave and he would get wasted and he would hit on everybody and he was gross. So this doesn't shock me at all. Okay, according to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Jones claims Diddy, among other things, would grope his you-know-whats and touch his you-know-what. Jones goes on to allege Diddy would parade around naked in front of Jones. Jones believes Diddy was trying to groom him into having sex. That's exactly what was happening. He says Diddy would downplay the alleged assaults as horseplay. Jones goes on to allege Diddy forced him to watch a video involving Stevie J having sex with another man. Jones included a screen grab of the video, which we don't have in here. And there's more. Jones says Diddy brought prostitutes to his house in Miami, and on one occasion, Jones says he was present at the house and he was drugged and possibly AR'd. And now this is where Cuba comes in. Jones claims that Diddy introduced him to Cuba Gooding Jr. on Diddy's yacht, and Cuba began touching, groping, and fondling. You guys can read the rest. It does not surprise me at all that Cuba is connected to all this darkness. So in addition to all that, there's also allegations of a shooting where Jones says Diddy and his son got into a heated argument at an LA recording studio. Jones says gunfire erupted and a man named G was hit and bleeding profusely from his stomach. Jones says Diddy told him to lie to the cops and say G was shot in a drive-by. And that just ties in with all the theories that people close to Diddy have all passed away. And so lying about shootings and stuff, it's all just tracks. It's all, oh God, the downfall of Diddy. Please we need more time. We need to still gather more survivors. But when we do, surviving Diddy.
Oh my God, y'all, what is going on? Young Miami and Stevie J have been named in a new Diddy lawsuit from a former male employee. Legal documents obtained by TMZ. Rodney Jones, a former producer and videographer for the mogul, claims that he was repeatedly essayed by Diddy and was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction. Now, Jones is claiming that Diddy, among other things, would grab him in his front and his back area. He alleged that Diddy would literally parade around the room in his birthday suit in front of him. Now, Jones believes that Diddy was trying to groom him into having a situation with him. He says that Diddy would downplay all the situations and claim it was just horseplay. He also goes on to allege that Diddy forced him to watch a video of Stevie J having relations with another man, and he also included a screenshot of the video with Stevie J in the court documents. Now, one of the most shocking things of all to me was the allegation against female rapper Young Miami. He is claiming that Young Miami tried to have relations with him in front of Diddy and members of his staff. Now, Diddy and anyone associated with him is going down like a sinking ship. This situation is literally ridiculous. I don't know if this situation is real or not. Diddy's lawyer is claiming that this guy, Lil Rod, is nothing but a liar and just trying to get a quick money grab. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this entire situation. Let me know in the comments. Peace.
I cannot speak, but it's sewed up around his mouth. That's actually how I'm seeing it. They're going to stitch his mouth shut. Why? I ask why. This is how it works for me. So when something hits me, I get impressions and I just express those impressions. I could be right, I could be wrong, obviously. Nobody's 100% right. It's always worked this way for me. So when I ask him energetically, meaning in my head, however you want to word that, when I ask her why his mouth is being sewn up, it's because of his mentors. And they don't want it coming out over here, even though some of them are outing themselves. These are old guys connected to old time, old style Motown. And she's showing me that he's being shut up from outing them or from speaking about them for some reason. So there's a hierarchy going on here and there's a total takedown of him. He is being sacrificed. So he may think he gets away with stuff. He may think it's cool he does what he does, but now he's the sacrificial lamb. And I do mean that. There's something that comes up with him in March, speaking of the lamb, during the Easter time frame, March, April, right in that time frame. That's why I said lamb. There's something else that's going to come up with him. We are not done. It is a complete takedown. There's something that comes up with him in March.
Yes, and I think she's absolutely spot on because in March, we're going to have the eclipse. And then there's going to be a bunch of planets that are conjunct his Saturn, which is the planet of karma. So absolutely right. And I'll just show you exactly what transit's going to be taking place in his chart. Okay, so this is his birth chart from his moon being the ascendant because we don't know his time of birth, or at least I could not find it. If you know it, please put it in the comments. I'm assuming he's a Leo rising though. But just from his moon chart, you can see two of the most prominent placements in his chart happen to be Saturn, right? And it's in Aries, okay? And then you see his north node, which is Aquarius, in his 7th house of business. Then you also see he has Jupiter and Venus in his 2nd house of business in his birth chart. And I just now noticed this one, but he has Jupiter and Venus in Virgo, which is where the south node is currently. And yes, this is based off of his sidereal birth chart as well as the transits taking place right now sidereally. So Saturn is in sidereal Aquarius, which is where his north node happens to be. The south node is in Virgo right now, which happens to be where his Jupiter and Venus are. Then you see north node is in his 8th house where Pisces is. Okay, so what we see here is that K2, or the south node, being with his Jupiter and Venus right now, means there's going to be a cut when it comes to Venus things, Jupiter things. So money, luxury, the lifestyle, women, things dealing with relationships, business, as well as Jupiter's there. So again, prosperity, luck, success. That is being cut from him because the south node is in Virgo and it's going to be there for the next 18 months. Then you see Saturn is in sidereal Aquarius with his north node, which is destiny. So his destiny is being suppressed right now because he has karma to pay back. Saturn is karmic. When Saturn transits prominent placements in your chart, karma is going to have to be repaid in that area of life. For him, it's in the 7th house of business, just from his moon. And this is what his chart is looking like March 1st of 2024. So as you can see, a bunch of planets are going to be transiting over his north node, along with Saturn that's already there. Not to mention, we're also having a lunar eclipse towards the end of March 2024. And as you can see, it's happening in his 2nd house of business, aspecting all those planets in Pisces, which happen to be in the 8th house for him. And then she also mentioned April. So naturally, we will see planets slowly transition into Aries, which is where his Saturn is in his birth chart. So a bunch of planets are going to be transiting over his Saturn, which is karma. So yes, I think she's spot on. I think she's an astrologer too. But yeah, March, April, I definitely see something going on with him.